Question 2, Honourable Member for Arbory, Castletown and Malew.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to ask the Chief Minister what contingency plans have been put in place to ensure food supplies and other essential products reach the island following the UK's exit from the European Union.
Chief Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr. President. The United Kingdom left the European Union on the 31st of January this year, but the EU law continued to apply to the UK during what is known as the transition period. However, at 11 p.m. on the 31st of December 2020, the transition period will end and EU law will no longer apply to the United Kingdom or to the Isle of Man. I will cover this subject in more detail in my statement later, but briefly I can confirm that we are revisiting what are no-deal planning to ensure that we have the right plans and structures in place to deal with the changes that will come into effect at the end of the transition period, and also any new trading agreements or arrangements between the United Kingdom, the Isle of Man and the European Union. In relation to food supplies, this is an area which lies in the hands of the retailers and private business, but we are working with them to understand their concerns and address any issues they may have. It is important to say at this point that neither we nor the UK envisage a shortage of food, but the predictions are that there will be a reduced flow of freight at the Channel ports, which could mean certain types of fresh food are in shorter supply. For other essential products such as medicines, fuel and energy, where government bodies have a direct involvement, we are also working to ensure that there is a continuity of supply and we have a high degree of assurance that we will not see shortages or disruptions to those supplies. I will have much more to say on this subject in my statement, which appears later on the order paper.
Supplementary, Mr Moorhouse.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Chief Minister. The British Isles will potentially still be in the midst of a COVID crisis when Brexit happens. It could be a very stressed and delicate situation there. Given our strategic links with Ireland, will the Chief Minister be prepared to meet with local representatives of food retailers and the steam packet to ensure the island's contingency planning is adequate and contains clear options to the challenges ahead? Thank you, Mr. President.
Chief Minister.
Thank you, Mr. President. And our Department for Enterprise and the Department of the Environment, Food and Agriculture are already in touch with a wide range of businesses involved in the supply chain of our food and other essential goods. At the end of the day, it will be a commercial decision for them as to where they source their products. It's worth remembering that for most large food retailers, to source their products from Ireland would mean their entire supply chain would have to be totally changed, and that would be a significant challenge. And it's also worth remembering that much of Ireland's food will be routed via the United Kingdom, i.e. through Northern Ireland, from the European Union, and so there could be a potential disruption to their supply as well. Now, obviously, the next couple of weeks will be key, where we will be able to base a decision, but please rest assured that we will not stop working with the food retailing industry to ensure, and with the United Kingdom government when it comes to the supply of medicines, etc., Mr. President, to ensure that the Isle of Man is well protected.
Honourable Member for Douglas South, Mr Quine.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would the Chief Minister agree with me that no specific foodstuff imported from the EU could be defined as essential?
Chief Minister to reply.
Thank you. I think the Honourable Member makes a very valid point. It would be remiss of me as the ex-president of the Farmers Union and patron not to put forward the fact that if the Great Manx public continue to support our local producers and buy local, then we will have our daily bread, our milk, our cheese, our meat, etc., and all our vegetables, which are more than capable of being grown on our island if the Manx public continue to shop local, think local and buy local.